to World Transits today, exploring the planetary archetypes with their changing relationships, blending consciousness research with astrology. I'm Art Granoff. It's April 26, 2022. Today on World Transits, we're super packed this week. Are you ready? First, let's review current transits, then feature new transits this week. Let's start out with the Sun conjunct Uranus. The wonderful transit, identifying with opportunity, innovation, fresh, new direction, and release from custody. Or too loose, unbound, irresponsible, and possibly annoying. From Robert Hunter, a chance in a million, might as well try. Chance in a million to do it or die. Chance in a million to call your own shot. Better believe it's all that you got. What's appearing on your horizon? What looks promising? A good time to consider. Saturn square Uranus, complete opposites. Old versus new. What was versus what may be. Saturn holds on, restricts. Uranus lets go, awakens. Any situation that must change, Uranus, versus must remain the same, Saturn. Thus, the US-Russia proxy war in Ukraine. Sun square Pluto, identifying with intensity, hearing the voice inside with something to say, or powerfully commanding a situation, either in rich expression through the arts, or declaring pent-up emotions that hurt, want to be seen, yet are usually expressed through some type of superiority or upheaval. All eyes on me. My name is Disturbance. Mick Jagger. Sun conjunct Pluto. Mercury square Saturn till mid-June. Speaking your mind. Saying exactly what you mean. Making the rules. Higher education. Engineer. Scientist, the PhD, following the rules, the law, religion, government, or one's own internal judge, learning restrictions, tethering speech, or breaking the rules or law. Mercury, intellectual thinking, Saturn, restriction. 4 more US states denying abortion, bypassing the Constitution, now passing state laws, eviscerating a woman's constitutional right to make decisions about her body. The 4 states that have moved to restrict abortion this week are Kentucky. The law bans most abortions after 15 weeks of pregnancy. The Florida governor signs a 15-week abortion ban into law. Oklahoma governor signs near total ban. And the Tennessee House passes a bill that would restrict medication abortion. Mercury square Saturn. And Mercury conjunct Uranus till mid-June. Just as Saturn reaches the end, Uranus starts up with original thinking, getting it, bringing the aha moment. Please welcome John Mearsheimer, professor of the University of Chicago, challenges the dominant media narrative about the root causes of the Russian invasion in Ukraine. He consistently brings fresh ideas, thinking about the eventual solution. And Mercury trine Pluto till mid-June, getting to the bottom of things, intellectual rigor, the expert in the field, writing deep material, reading in depth. How about farming intelligence, using a system for nourishing soil, growing the roots so eventually we can eat, or dominating opinion, crushing dissent through economic warfare, sanctions, like the US media full court propaganda on Ukraine, crushing Pluto, any other views or perspectives, Mercury. Some prominent voices bringing critical thinking, getting banned on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. What are you, a Russian sympathizer? Also, Today, the 26th, Moon conjunct 4 planets. Moon conjunct Venus, warm feelings, baby talk, sensual delights. Moon conjunct Mars, the ability to express strong emotions in a tender way or aggravated emotions. Watch out for flying plates. Moon conjunct Jupiter, the extended family, emotional assurance, or the one who always knows what's best. And Moon conjunct Neptune, the heart of compassion, reaching out with tenderness, or emotional confusion, mining everyone's feelings as our own. And all week with the moon on the 27th, it's Mercury trine Pluto with subtle, super tight sextiles of Venus, Jupiter, and Neptune as midpoints, joining Mercury-Pluto all week. And April 27, Venus conjunct Neptune, exact at 24. In the divine palace, the heart in clear light, a giant opening, being addressed as darling, resting on the couch of compassion, or confused in love, missed cues, love confusion, or spiritual delusion. From American astrologer Mark Edmund Jones, born in 1888, Venus Neptune. May the temple of your living flesh be worthy of your high desire. May your worldly place in daily life bring recompense in rich degree. May your happiness and state of heart endear you everywhere you go. And may the spirit stirring deep within be ever conscious in your thoughts. And what about the after party? Oh, that's April 30th, when Jupiter conjoins Neptune exact at 27. It's a strong week for the human soul, opening to, reaching a plateau of grace, the expanded heart melt. What can we do with all this love? What's next? April 28th, Mars conjunct Neptune till early June. Let's welcome Dane Rudhyar, who says astrology is a language. If you understand this language, the sky speaks to you. Dane Rudhyar was born in 1895 in Paris, France. He learned astrology while he was studying the writings of Carl Gustav Jung and began to think in terms of bringing astrology and Jungian psychology together. Rudhyar postulated that the planets do not cause the effects seen in human life, but were synchronistically aligned to human beings, that detailed psychological forces working in individuals didn't override human freedom. He called his new interpretation humanistic astrology, the subject of his monumental 1936 volume, The Astrology of Personality. In the 1960s and 1970s, Rudhyar's astrological works were influential, especially in San Francisco, where he lived and gave frequent lectures. Rudhyar regarded the true early hippies as potential bringers of a new age. Here's Dane Rudhyar's chart, and for our purposes today, he's got Mercury square Pluto in his chart, intellectual depth and vigor. Mercury trine Pluto exact in the sky. He has Saturn conjunct Uranus, Saturn square Uranus in the sky. Old versus new. He leaves his country, changes his name in search of the new. He's the flashpoint for modern psychological astrology by Stephen Arroyo, Liz Green, and others. And Jupiter conjunct Neptune, like in the sky. Giant depth, a large prayer, big opening, or mammoth meltdown. Jupiter grows, expands, assures, while Neptune dissolves barriers, melts distinction, engulfs. Rudhyar's got Mars conjunct Neptune, new transit starting this week. From his book, New Mansions for New Men, 1938, Dane Rudhyar. Mars, he who goes forth. Mars is the first gesture of being, the first movement of organic life away from its own center of body equilibrium. It is the blind groping toward an outside something which might enhance and add to this equilibrium. And finally, it is the urge to propagate, to reproduce the inherent character of the organic whole, to move away, to go towards, to reproduce. Such are the three great life operations which Mars symbolizes. Each one is a poem of living, which often turns into drama or tragedy. And Mars is the eternal actor who never tires of going forth, away from the known, toward and into the unknown. Neptune, master of ecstasy, a world fluidic, scintillating with light, a world of strange perceptions, of glamorous mirages for some, of transcendental realization for others. This is the realm of Neptune, of ecstasy and mystic revelation, the realm of hallucination and intoxication, the realm of the astral sea, perfidious in its shallow waters, sublime where great depths balance the iridescent surface. It is the realm of the collective, where the individual either loses himself in nirvanas or receives the robe of glory, the garment of Christ, of which all mystics have spoken, the realm of disillusion and chaos, or the realm of synthesis and transcendent consciousness, in which the face of God is beheld, and the small cell realizes the magnitude and glory of the cosmic organism wherein it moves and has its being. Mars Neptune, the warrior who ever leads the battle of existence and tends to equalize the inner and outer pressures of life until the dissolving power of Neptune does away with the partition, separating the outer from the inner, and the difference between I and not I temporarily vanishes. Mars conjunct Neptune, gentle strength till early June. Dane Rudhyar also has Mars, Neptune, Pluto conjunction, square Mercury. Mars acts, Neptune melts, and Pluto transforms. As a musician, artist, astrologer, a 20th century Renaissance man, and he writes about it. Thanks, Rudhyar. And the partial solar eclipse. A solar eclipse happens when the moon moves between the sun and earth, casting a shadow on earth, fully or partially blocking the sun's light. During a partial eclipse, the moon and sun are not perfectly aligned, so the moon does not completely cover the sun. This gives the sun a crescent shape, or makes it appear as if a bite has been taken out of the sun. Thanks for joining me on World Transits today, everybody. Full of current and new transits. Watch World Transits at my site, Reference Astrology. Hear the audio version at Apple Podcasts. Contact me directly at Reference Astrology for a birth chart and transit reading, where we explore the planetary archetypes, place them on your chart, see what's happening for you.